Lindos Sueños is a program focused on baseball and community service that joins together 10 American teenage boys with 10 Dominican teenage boys to meet in the Dominican Republic and build a house for a family in need in the town of El Mamón. In the afternoons, the trip is filled with baseball.
It's quite powerful to see 20 years of impact, 20 years of service that Lindos Sueños has had in El Mamón.
We're 16, 17, 18 years old, given the opportunity to come here and change the lives of these amazing people. And I kind of just thought to myself, like, how lucky am I to be given this opportunity?
Uno haciendo este tipo de obra, en verdad uno se siente orgulloso y se siente bien de que uno está devolviéndole a la persona algo que como que nunca tuvieron, esa oportunidad que nunca tuvieron. Y la verdad es que uno se siente orgulloso y se siente bien al hacer este tipo de cosas.
I think in a program like this where you have 2 weeks and you've got people who are culturally, linguistically very different, I think there has to be a way to fast track the coming together. So what I did was create an exercise that was unlike anything they've ever had.
We had this piece of paper that was rolled up, and our task was to hold it with 2 fingers and to try and make it fall to the ground. First instinct just to hold it and then try and release it. But the more you try to go down, it just kept going up and up and up. And all the teams, we all just kept failing and failing. And then we had a long talk with Tito about how we had to change our process in order to see a different change. And that wasn't just the American kids talking about how to do it and the Dominicans talking about how to do it. We were all mixed together. We were all trying to find different ways. It was definitely a good eye-opener as to how, even though you might not speak the same language, if you're trying to achieve a common goal, you can still get to the end.
In this program, it's all about coming to the community and starting to execute quickly. For that to happen, there has to be some level of relationship already. There has to be some level of shared understanding. If there isn't, you're figuring that out as you build a house, as you play a game. That's too late. So what we wanted to do was to make this process of coming together, building relationship, finding common ground quickly at the very beginning.
1, 2, 3, Red Sox!
We're going to start a tour of the Mamón community.
Vamos a ver diferentes construcciones que hemos hecho en años anteriores, así como patrimonio de la comunidad del Mamón.
Going into El Mamón, it's a completely different community from where we are in Massachusetts. They have almost nothing.
Nunca había visto como algo así de tan cerca, como esa magnitud, ver esa familia en las condiciones que vivían.
Imagine 10 kids from the United States. Some of them probably have gone to certain places in Latin America. The kids from the Dominican Republic, they know poverty, some of them, of course, because some of them come from poverty. But putting them together and letting them interact culture-wise, personally-wise, having them have that interaction is very important.
Our 2 boys that we have here, Leolis and Albert, are from El Mamón, and I've talked more to Albert about it, and he's very open about he's wanting to show me his house and where he lives. He's very happy with what he has because there's people living in worse conditions in El Mamón than he is.
One of the things that happens when you have young people coming into an area that's very different socioeconomically from what they're used to, I think there's an initial shock. For us, it was important to look at El Mamón community not from a deficiency standpoint, not just from a point of view of what's missing, but from a point of view of what they have. This community is rich in children and young people. There's a vibrant sense of community here. So for our young people coming in, it was important for them to see that. You have a church, you got music, you got community, you got kids that look like they're happy. They're happy.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot relative to you and me, but relative to them, they're happy. So that's one thing I encourage you to think about is
Just think of the impact that you're putting on these kids.
Exactly. That's it.
Vivo aquí en la comunidad del Mamón. Tengo 12 años
trabajando con Lindos Sueños. Yo doy fe y soy partícipe de esto porque yo vivo aquí en la comunidad. Veo la necesidad día a día de la persona y veo el cambio de esa persona.
We'll have like a roof that's strong that will sustain any rainfall, and like these sticks, this is how the house is being obviously held up. So we'll have some good materials to put up, some good pieces of wood to put up for them.
Great.
Yeah.
When we got to the house, it was just in wicked bad shape. I mean, it was a one-room house. There was holes in the ceiling. They had a mattress that they would push up against the wall and then put it down when they slept, and you could tell it just turned into mud. I was just completely shocked that people, like that's the living conditions of people here. I guess I underestimated it quite a bit.
All right, guys, we're gonna start to demolish the house now. Take a really good look at it because this is the last time this house is gonna look like this. So I just want you guys to just take it in and just truly understand the reason why you're here today.
Walking into that home, I've just felt I can help make a difference in this family's life.
What we're doing right now is we're cutting the boards, measuring them out, and then we're hammering them onto foundation, really what's there so far, and then building the exterior walls.
My job is to cut the wood and make it even, just so we're even with the windows and we're not overlapping, and then kind of just help them measure it out and make sure they're nailing the wood correctly into the boards.
It's pretty cool because we don't all speak the same language, but we still know what the end goal is and we all know how to get there by. We could just point, we could make gestures, and everybody knows what we're trying to say. Everybody understands everything. It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yo quise como que unir los americanos con los dominicanos, y yo siento que eso fue algo muy importante en este trip, en este viaje, porque desde el primer día hemos sido unidos, desde la primera interacción nos hemos comportado cada uno como un equipo, como si nos conociéramos desde hace tiempo. Entonces eso en verdad fue muy importante en el desarrollo de no solo el equipo en sí, sino construyendo la casa, por ejemplo.
It's looking like a house now. It's gonna be pretty cool when we finish painting it, finish putting all the wood up. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
It's really amazing to see every year how you bring a group of 20 young men from all different walks of life, all different socioeconomic backgrounds, different perspectives, and they come together just based on this shared bond for the game of baseball.
Even though you guys might be only pitcher where you play, you guys are going to hit today. Because I want everybody to have an opportunity to play in the game and at least try to get in a bat. I put what I see. And this way I know what lineup I'm going to put. And whatever I put there, that's how I make the first lineup. Excelente.
I think it's just such a beautiful thing because we all share such a common passion and love for a sport. And although we have such a love for it back at home in the US, it's so much different here. Like, they live for baseball, they depend on it, it's their life. It's not just like a hobby, it's their lifestyle.
Y yo, desde que yo tengo memoria, a mí siempre me ha gustado el béisbol. Yo puedo jugar cualquier otra cosa, pero la pasión mía es, el sueño mío, la meta mía es llegar a ser pelotero profesional.
It's funny because the first day, they're like scattered. They don't talk much, even the Dominican players, you know. And by the second day, you know, you could tell and you could see they're interacting and talking. And it's just a matter of, it's a magic that happens.
I really had no clue, like they couldn't understand what the glove signals were. So I really had to tell them, like in Spanish, what the pitches were. But I mean, just learning the new phrases of like a fastball is actually a 30, learning that, it's actually helped me a lot.
So it's fastball, recta, curva, sinker, cambio. Yeah. Okay. So you gotta tell them. Okay.
Yo diría que es muy especial porque la pasión que nosotros traemos por este deporte hace que nos unamos. Desde la primera interacción nos hemos comportado cada uno como un equipo, como si nos conociéramos desde hace tiempo, entonces eso en verdad fue muy importante en el desarrollo de no solo el equipo. ¡Lindos Sueños!
Guys, today we finished what we came here to do. Today, La Familia Torres has a house that they did not have before. We added 2 bedrooms to this home, a kitchen, a living room area, and a bathroom. Give yourselves a round of applause.
So when we first got here, the Torres family was living in a tiny shack. I'm not even sure you can call it that. It was really just an amalgamation of a few planks of wood, a couple sticks, and maybe a few pieces of scrap metal. Now look at it, it's almost a fully built house, something that people can really live in and grow up in and have a life and make a life around.
El significado que tiene el programa Lindos Sueños aquí en la comunidad es muy lindo, porque es una esperanza, una puerta que se abre. Cada vez que el programa Lindos Sueños hace una casa, cuando clava un clavo, es una esperanza más, cada tabla que clava, porque se le está dando a la persona que en verdad lo necesita, realmente lo necesita.
Al yo ser de aquí, de la comunidad, y mayormente aquí es que se hacen las actividades, las casas y las cosas, yo siempre veía cómo ellos venían. Yo era de lo que, hoy yo soy parte del programa, pero antes yo era parte de los niños que se juntaban ahí, atrás de las cosas que ellos dejaban, de lo que ellos traían. Yo era parte de ese grupo. Y ya, gracias a Dios, hoy en día yo soy parte de lo que le damos a ese grupo.
Throughout these 20 years, I've met so much great people, great kids, people in Mamón, seeing it grow. Here in the academy, seeing the academy change, and still seeing the same people when I started. It's just amazing. I think I would never change anything for the world for what I've gone through here. And if it's for me to do this again for more 20 years, I'll do it. I love it.
You guys are a perfect example of what the Lindos Sueños participant is all about. Hard working, dedication, teamwork, and you guys all came here to do one thing, and that's to change someone's life. And that's exactly what you guys did.